This is a flatbed trailer I purchased. I was hoping it would work to haul my tractor. I think it's going to be a little bit light for that. See the divider line better. That's kind of the latest stuff that we just put up. At any rate, when I split this stuff, I just split it on the ground. Good morning, friends and neighbors. Welcome to Red Rock Firewood. Kind of a wet morning here in Iowa, but the sun's coming up behind the clouds over there. So it is not going to be as blisteringly hot as it has been the last couple days, which is great. So it's been a while since I got much work done in the wood yard, much work done that I could film, but we're here today. So I've got a load of locusts from my tree service guy. The locust stack is over here, and so I'm gonna split it onto the ground right here, and then my stacking crew well, hopefully the stacking crew is not me, will move it over onto that stack when they get back from their summer activities. We've had a lot going on, as is wont in summertime. Had lambs at the county fair. Might have a picture of that here. When you're doing a side gig firewood business, sometimes you just kind of got to push pause and let life happen. But thanks for joining us today. We're going to get splitting. We're using the Oregon 2500, and we're going to be splitting some locusts. Thanks for joining us. I guess it'd be a good place just to talk about the transportation system. So this is a flatbed trailer I purchased. I was hoping it would work to haul my tractor. I think it's going to be a little bit light for that. I tried loading it on there and things just didn't look good. So I'm actually going to look at another one of those on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. So maybe seeing that in the wood yard soon. But it did work good for hauling these rounds home. I was able to cut them and I stacked the edges, stacked the sides, and then put 2 ratchet straps over those to hold them down, stacked the front and the back, and then just threw wood in the middle loose, and got enough wood in that I had about all my F-150 half-ton wanted to bring home. So I feel like we maxed out capacity there, and I'm hoping it's going to be a good working height. It won't be picking the rounds off the ground, and so we're going to test that out today. So this trailer may just kind of get a place in our orbit as a wood hauling trailer, or I may wind up selling it. So we'll explore that together as we work on the wood today. So you can see in this video, if you look close behind the splitter right there, you can see that the good wood, the premium wood, I am throwing on the ground. That'll be the stuff that I market as soon as it's seasoned. But if you split much wood, especially tree service wood, you know that you get a certain percentage of the wood that is just not going to be that beautiful premium stuff, odd shape size cookies. And so I am keeping my tractor close and putting that odd shaped stuff, I just call it boiler wood, and I store that in a bin that you see here, and saves from having to stack. And I just keep the tractor there as much as I can. I do it this way. It just saves one touch on the wood, and so rather than just pitching it on, sometimes I pitch it on the ground in a pile if I have to, and most of the time, if my tractor's home, I'll run the bucket on the tractor and use it to transport that wood without having to pick it up again. Here you can see behind the splitter the pile of wood on the ground. And I'm not in love with putting the wood on the ground. I prefer splitting into a trailer, as we'll talk about a little bit later. Uh, but I just had all my trailers full of wood that I had hauled home, and my daughters just picked it up off the ground and stacked it. I used the tractor to push it up for them a little bit as they were working at it, and it didn't work bad. But we'll try and avoid that when we can in the future. So this is the next day or a couple days later. You'll notice the wardrobe change. I did not I did not change clothes middle of the load. I thought about making this two different videos, but since it was all locusts, I think from the same tree or at least the same group of trees, I just decided to just kind of roll with all of it into this one video. So this wood I brought home on this old pickup truck wood cart that I have. You can see me staging up the tractor for the boiler wood and kind of the off scouring extra stuff, and getting the old. This truck is really cool. It has the same tailgate as my grandpa's old truck. It's got the chains, and you unhook the chain, and then you hook that into the tailgate, and then that becomes what holds it level. And if you want to unhook the chains, it'll flop down kind of towards the ground. Um, so yeah, we're gonna split this. Not a ton more here, but a little bit more wood. Uh, Taking this cart back to the tree service yard, I was able to get the rest of like this batch of wood, the rest of this locust. And so it's just kind of nice to keep it all together, cut it and split it at the same time, get it stacked at the same time so it seasons together and it's all ready to market at about the same time. So. Now. One thing we did notice on this last section of this locust project, you can kind of see the divider line better. That's kind of the latest stuff that we just put up. At any rate, when I split this stuff, I just split it on the ground in a pile, and then the girls stacked it from the pile. And it is less convenient because it leaves all the trash and debris on the ground, whereas when I split it onto the back of a trailer like this one, or the other wood cart that you can kind of see over there, the pickup bed wood cart, then all this debris is left in the back of the trailer and we can drive it over to the burn pile and sweep it off there. The other nice thing about it is, as you kind of stack, right, if the split stuff is on a trailer, then you can move the trailer forward as you stack, which is a little more convenient. When we started stacking this, I had the pile here. The stacks went forward faster than the pile went down. So I wound up having to push the pile up for the girls to stack it. None of which I was able to capture on camera, but here we are. So, all right, friends and neighbors, this is just kind of putting a bow on this locust project. Right in here, I'm not sure the camera's picking it up, but right in here, about back, let's see, 1, 2, 3 pallets is about where that changed. And the pallets are about 4 feet long. We're stacking it a little bit more than 4 feet high. We're in 16-inch pieces approximately. So I'm figuring, double check, I'm sure you'll double check my math. If I'm wrong, I'll find out in the comments. But I think I'm winding up with a face cord on each pallet. And so for this locust project beginning to end, which has been quite a project, I didn't talk to my tree service guy. I don't know if this all came out of one giant tree or if there were multiple of this same species of tree growing together. But I've got a little bit of black locust down there that kind of starts the pile. But then I think I've got about 3 full cords of what he called green locust, which I presume that's what it is. I know it's some kind of a locust just based off the leaves. And yeah, looks like really good stuff, good, nice and dense. Not sure how fast it'll dry, but we've got it ready to go and got it out here drying. We'll see what happens. So I think that's going to be a bow on this project, and we'll pick up with the next thing from there. Thanks for joining us at Red Rock Firewood.